Here's every item in Deadlock explained in 10 seconds or less. Basic magazine gives you a larger magazine. Close quarters lets you deal more damage when close range to your target. Headshot booster lets you deal bonus damage on one headshot every few seconds. High velocity mag significantly raises the velocity of your bullets. Hollow point ward lets you deal significantly more damage as long as you are above 60 health. Monster rounds makes you deal more damage against, as well as take less damage from NPCs. Rapid rounds raises your fire rate. Restorative shot heals you a set amount when you shoot an enemy NPC or hero every few seconds. Moving on, we have tier 2. Active reload lets you reload faster if you hit your skill check. Doing so gives additional fire rate and lifesteal. Berserker builds stacks as you take sustained damage. Each stack gives you an additional 5% weapon damage. Kinetic dash makes the dash jump only cost 1 stamina. After said dash jump, you receive a faster fire rate and bonus ammo until your next reload. Long range lets you deal significantly more damage to targets beyond a minimal distance. Melee charge almost doubles your heavy melee distance, and if you hit an enemy, it reloads your weapon instantly. Mystic shot imbues 1 bullet every few seconds with additional spirit damage. Slowing bullets apply a movement slow on hit. The slow lasts for about a second after the hit. Soul Shredder bullets make your bullets apply a debuff that amplifies incoming spirit damage and gives you spirit lifesteal against your target. Swift Striker raises your fire rate, but at the cost of a lowered bullet resist for yourself. Fleetfoot removes the movement speed penalty when shooting. It's also inactive, and when activated, it grants temporary movement speed and ammo. Next up, we have tier 3. Burst Fire significantly raises your slide distance and briefly gives you a faster fire rate and move speed if you hit an enemy hero. Escalating Resilience grants bullet resist for every bullet hit on enemy heroes, up to 36 bullet resist for 18 bullets. Hunter's Aura reduces nearby enemies' bullet resist and fire rate. If there's only one enemy within that range, the effect is tripled. Intensifying Magazine increases your damage as you continuously hold down primary fire. Point Blank deals more damage to close range targets than close quarters, and your bullets supply a movement slow. Pristine Emblem gives your attacks additional weapon damage against enemies above half health. Sharpshooter deals additional damage when beyond a minimum distance. Tesla Bullets gives your bullets a chance to shock a target, which deals damage and jumps to nearby targets. Titanic Magazine doubles your magazine size and is an upgrade to Basic Magazine. Toxic Bullet builds up a bleed effect on your target. If you fill the bar up, they will lose 6% of their health over time. Alchemical Fire throws a flask that explodes on impact, creating an area that deals damage over time and makes anyone inside it take additional weapon damage from your team. Heroic Aura passively provides fire rate to nearby player minions. When activated, it provides movement speed and fire rate to you and nearby allies. Headhunter makes headshots on enemy heroes deal additional damage, heal you for a percentage of your max health, and move faster for 3 seconds. Warpstone teleports you 13 meters forward to wherever your crosshair is pointing. And finally, for weapon items, here is tier 4. Crippling Headshot makes headshots reduce the target's bullets and spirit resist. The effect lasts 5 seconds after the last shot hit. As for Frenzy, when you are below 48% health, you run faster, you shoot faster, and get a ton of spirit resist. Glass Cannon costs you a large chunk of your max health, but every kill gives you 1 stack out of 5 maximum, which gives you 10% additional damage per stack. Dying loses 1 stack. Lucky Shot gives your weapon shots a decent chance of randomly hitting for an additional 80% damage, as well as slowing the target, so basically a crit. Ricochet will bounce your bullets to up to 2 enemies near your target. The ricocheted bullets will apply your bullet procs and deal part of the total damage. Siphon bullets act as a temporary lifesteal, allowing you to steal 45 health per stack for short duration. If the target dies, you permanently steal 1 stack. Spiritual Overflow lets you charge up your spirit power by shooting enemy heroes. After about 10 bullets, you'll get a massive temporary spirit power buff. Silencer is an active item, and upon use, all your bullets immediately silence the target, preventing them from using any new abilities. Vampiric Burst is another active item, and upon use, it grants significant lifesteal, fire rate, and additional ammo for a short period of time. But let's move on with the vitality items, starting off with tier 1. Enduring Spirit gives you bonus health, spirit lifesteal, and spirit power. Extra health gives you extra health. Extra regen gives you additional health regen. Extra stamina gives you an additional stamina bar and faster stamina recovery. Melee lifesteal adds melee damage and makes your melee attacks heal you for 20% of your melee damage plus a flat 90. Sprint boots raise your sprint speed, so your movement speed out of combat, and adds some health regen. Healing Right is an active item that when activated grants additional health regen and sprint speed to the target. It gets cancelled if you take damage from objectives of players and can be self-cast. And then there's tier 2. Bullet Armor gives gives you additional bullet resist. Bullet lifesteal gives you significant amount of bullet lifesteal. Combat barrier gives you 300 bullet shield health, and while your bullet shield is up, you deal more damage and you shoot faster. I'll explain what a bullet shield is in an upcoming video. Debuff reducer reduces the duration of all negative effects applied to you by about 30%. Enchantress barrier gives you 300 spirit shield health, and while your spirit shield is up, you gain bonus spirit power and cooldown reduction. Enduring speed gives you faster move speed, faster sprint speed, and reduces the effect of enemy movement slows. With Healbane, your spirit damage applies healing reduction. If an enemy hero dies under the effect, you will receive a large heal to the tune of 350 health. Healing booster increases the effectiveness of your healing and resistance to healing reduction. This includes self-healing. Reactive barrier automatically deploys pretty hefty bullet and spirit shields whenever you are movement locked, stunned, chained, immobilized, or slept. Spirit armor gives you a decent chunk of spirit resist. Spirit lifesteal gives you a decent chunk of spirit lifesteal. Divine barrier is an active item that provides the target with a decent bullet shield, spirit shield, and movement speed. It can be self-cast. Health Nova heals yourself and any nearby allies. It heals an additional 20% per nearby ally hero. Restorative Locket picks up stacks from any enemy hero using an ability around you. Once active, it will heal up your target for all those built up stacks. If fully stacked, it replenishes a stamina point as well. Return Fire is an active that when activated, automatically returns fire towards any attacker that damages you with abilities or a weapon. And then we have tier 3. Fortitude comes with 2 passives. First, if you haven't taken damage for 11 seconds, then you gain increased health regen. And second, when you are above 75% health, you have bonus weapon damage and movement speed. Improved bullet armor gives chunky bullet resist. Improved spirit armor gives chunky spirit resist. Life Strike increases your melee damage by 40%, makes your melee attack apply movement slow, and it now heals you for 55% of the damage dealt plus a flat 110. Superior Stamina adds 3 stamina bars, a much faster stamina recovery, a longer air jump and dash distance, but most importantly, it lets you air jump and air dash twice. Veil Walker makes it so walking through a cosmic veil grants you stealth, increased movement speed, while restoring all your health, shields, and gives you extra fire rate for the next magazine. Debuff Remover provides a debuff resistance, but it can also be activated to purge all negative effects except stuns or sleeps currently applied to you. Majestic Leap lets you launch yourself into the air towards where you are aiming, as long as you haven't taken damage for 5 seconds. It can be used again while midair to drop down faster. Metal Skin is another active item that when activated makes you immune to bullets and melee attacks for a short duration. Rescue Beam is also an active that heals a target ally hero and yourself a percentage of max health. When healing, you can pull the target towards you. It can be self-cast, but you can't pull yourself. And then of course there's tier 4. Inhibitor passively makes your bullet apply movement slow and reduce the target's outgoing damage on hit. The effect lasts for a few seconds after the last hit. Leech gives you significant spirit and bullet lifesteal. As for Soul Rebirth, if you die, you will respawn at your death location with half of your health after 4 seconds. Colossus gives you a massive amount of health and has an active which makes you bigger, gives bullet and spirit resist, and slows the movement of enemies that are nearby. Phantom Strike has an active which lets you lock onto a target in range, teleport to them, and apply disarm, slow, and deal some damage. Shadow Weave has an active which makes you stealth for a long period of time. You also sprint faster as you are invisible. Attacking an enemy will end the stealth and give you additional damage. Unstoppable is another active which when used will remove all negative status effects and then keep you immune to stun, silent sleep, root, and disarm. Anyways, let's also cover the spirit items starting with tier 1. Ammo Scavenger gives you ammo back every time you secure a soul, as well as add a stack which gives you extra spirit power for a decent period of time. Extra Charge gives you an additional ability to recharge for your first ability. For one ability, the specific ability it affects varies per hero and not every hero can buy it. Extra Spirit gives you more spirit power. Mystic Burst makes abilities that deal 80 damage or more in a single hit deal bonus spirit damage. Mystic Reach increases the range and effect radius of all your abilities and items. Spirit Strike gives melee attacks against enemy heroes additional spirit damage, while it also reduces their spirit resist. Infuser is an active item that when activated gives spirit power and spirit lifesteal for a short period of time. After that we have tier 2. Bullet Resist Shredder passively reduces bullet resist on enemies when you deal spirit damage against them and a little while after. Duration Extender increases the duration of your abilities and items. Improved Cooldown reduces the cooldown of your abilities and items. Mystic Vulnerability makes enemies who take spirit damage have their spirit resistance reduced for a short duration. Quicksilver Reload imbues an ability with bonus spirit spirit damage on the first hit. When you use that ability, it reloads your weapon and adds a fire rate bonus for your clip. Suppressor passively applies a fire rate slow to enemies that you deal spirit damage to. Cold Front is an active that releases an expanding ice blast that deals damage to and slows the movement of any enemy that it hits. Decay is another active that reduces the healing received to the targeted enemy. It also inflicts damage over time. The damage cannot kill and can leave them at 1 health. Slowing Hex is also an active. This one deals spirit damage and slows the target's movement and dashes. It also silences movement-based abilities and items. Withering Wisp has an active that targets an enemy and applies fire rate slow while also reducing their bullet resistance. And then we have tier 3. Improved Burst deals an additional percentage of an enemy's health on hit if the ability deals more than 120 damage in a single hit. Improved Reach further increases the range and effect radius of your abilities and items. Improved Spirit adds even more spirit power plus sprint speed. Mystic Slow applies a fire rate and movement slow to any target that you deal spirit damage to. Rapid Recharge adds even more ability charges, a faster time between charge uses, and a cooldown reduction for charged abilities. Superior Cooldown reduces the cooldown of your abilities and items. You can also select one ability to receive an additional cooldown reduction. Superior Duration increases the duration of your abilities and items. You can also select one ability to receive an additional duration extension. Surge of Power lets you imbue one ability with additional permanent spirit power. When the ability is used, you will get bonus movement speed. Torment Pulse periodically deals spirit damage to the 2 closest enemies within range. Ethereal Shift is an active which puts you in a void state, making you targetable and invincible for short duration. After it is finished, you instantly reload and gain bonus spirit power. Knockdown is an active that takes a 2-second delay before stunning the enemy, interrupting them and preventing them from doing anything else. Silence Glyph also has an active. This one fires a projectile which silences and damages the target, but unlike Knockdown, it does not interrupt channeling abilities. And finally, we're gonna cover tier 4. Boundless Spirit significantly increases your spirit power alongside more huge stats. Diviner's Kevlar upgrades your ultimate, and casting an ultimate ability gives you bullet shield, and spirit power for quite some time. Escalating Exposure makes dealing spirit damage apply stacks of spirit damp that increase your spirit damage against the target per stack. Mystic Reverb lets you upgrade an ability to apply a slow effect in a radius around the target, after which it deals damage to enemies around it after a short delay. Curse is a targeted active which interrupts, silences, disarms, and prevents the item use of the enemy target. Echo Shard has an active which resets the cooldown of your most recently used non-ultimate ability. Magic Carpet summons a magic carpet that you can fly away on. You can't shoot, you can't use abilities while on the carpet, but you are immune to slows and you get a spirit and bullet shield as well. Refresher has an active which resets the cooldown of all of your abilities while also restoring all of your charges at the same time. Compared to Echo Shard, it has a very long cooldown. And wow, okay, that was all 118 items, but obviously we're skipping a lot of details here in order to keep it under 10 seconds or so, and I also avoided mentioning any specific stats that the items do grant, but this should be a great way for you to have a general understanding of all the items in Deadlock, and I'm sure you already have some ideas for builds you might want to do hearing about this. I had to omit some really important details for the sake of the video, so keep your eyes peeled for a more in-depth one coming soon. Just subscribe for that. Also, huge thank you to all the Patreon subscribers. We're gonna start doing shoutouts very soon. If you guys want to join the Patreon to enjoy these videos ad-free with early access and additional access to notes and scripts and whatnot, I'm gonna link it in the description. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.